It was a world of grandeur and despair. France, in the late 18th century, was a kingdom of stunning palaces and unimaginable poverty. The streets of Paris whispered of change, but no one could have foreseen the storm that was about to engulf the nation. The monarchy, led by King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette, stood at the pinnacle of power. Yet beneath the surface, the foundations were crumbling. In May 1789, an extraordinary gathering took place at Versailles, the Estates General. For the first time in over 175 years, representatives of the clergy, nobility, and commoners were called together to address a kingdom on the brink of financial ruin. What began as a meeting to solve economic woes soon unraveled into a power struggle that would redefine France forever. The commoners, the Third Estate, arrived determined to challenge centuries of privilege. Their demands for equality were met with indifference by the nobles and clergy. Tensions grew, and soon the Third Estate took a radical step. On June 20th, locked out of their meeting hall, they gathered in an indoor tennis court. There, they made a vow that would echo through history, the tennis court oath. They swore never to disband until they had drafted a constitution for France. The king hesitated. Should he crush this defiance or negotiate? His indecision only emboldened the revolutionaries. The streets of Paris seethed with unrest, and the people grew bolder. Then came July 14, 1789, a day that would change everything. Crowds surged through the streets, their anger focused on a single symbol of royal oppression, the Bastille. The ancient fortress loomed over Paris as a reminder of tyranny. Armed with whatever they could find, the people stormed its gates. Hours later, the Bastille fell. Its fall was not just a military victory, it was a signal to the world. The old order was crumbling, and the people of France had seized their destiny. The countryside followed. Across France, peasants rose against their lords, burning feudal estates and demanding an end to centuries of oppression. The National Assembly, led by the revolutionaries, acted swiftly. Feudal privileges were abolished, and in August 1789, they proclaimed the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen. Liberty, equality, fraternity, these words became the rallying cry of a new France. But every revolution comes with its price. In 1791, King Louis XVI, now a prisoner of the revolution, attempted to escape with his family. Their flight ended in failure and disgrace. Brought back to Paris under armed guard, the king's fate was sealed. By 1792, France declared itself a republic, and the monarchy was no more. Louis XVI stood trial for treason, and on a cold January morning in 1793, he mounted the scaffold. As the guillotine's blade fell, the crowd erupted in cheers. The king was dead, and a new era had begun. What followed was both extraordinary and terrifying. The revolution, once a fight for freedom, descended into chaos. The reign of terror swept across France, orchestrated by the radical leader Robespierre. Enemies of the revolution, real or imagined, were sent to the guillotine in droves. Fear gripped the nation, and even those who once led the revolution found themselves its victims. But revolutions cannot survive on terror alone. By 1799, the chaos had subsided, and a new figure emerged to lead France, Napoleon Bonaparte. A brilliant military leader, Napoleon promised stability to a weary nation. Though he would later crown himself emperor, the ideals of the revolution had already taken root. The French Revolution shattered the old world and laid the foundation for a new one. It inspired movements for freedom across the globe, introduced the principles of modern democracy, and forever altered the course of history. Yet, it also left behind haunting questions. How far should we go in the pursuit of justice? And can the ideals of liberty and equality ever truly be achieved without sacrifice? As the guillotine's blade fell and the flames of revolution burned bright, one thing became clear. The world would never be the same. What do you think? Was the French Revolution a heroic triumph or a cautionary tale? Let us know, and stay with us for more stories that uncover the truths of our past.